Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Tonya, and if you're returning, well today I'm going to be working on Farmhouse Coastal Decor Ideas. Let's go ahead and get started with these Dollar Tree DIYs. Now for our first DIY, I'm going to be creating a lantern out of the canvas paintings there at Dollar Tree. Now I could only find 3 of the beach theme, but that's okay. I'm going to do something really fun with that 4th one. Now I'm going to go ahead and just remove the hanger off of the back of each one of these. And then I'm going to be just hot gluing these together in a box shape. And we're going to put a base on the bottom. And then I'm going to make this really neat lid to put on top. And I was so excited how that turned out. The hot glue on this, it was the Gorilla Hot Glue, and it holds just fine. And you can see I got one of those little lanterns there from Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take some of that, I guess this is like one of those little hula skirts, and I'm just going to glue it across the front top side, and then I'm going to take little pieces of it and glue on the back side where I can pull them over, you'll see here in a moment, and just weave that in to kind of like that over and under basket weave. And everyone, this turned out so neat. And believe it or not, the one skirt, it covered this board completely. I did have to kind of maneuver around, you'll see that here in a moment, just to kind of stretch out all the little pieces of straw. But it made such a really neat lid, and this gave me an idea to do something with this for a basket also. So that might be something I'll do a DIY on in the future. But you can see I'm just doing the over and under weave on this until I get this weaved all the way across. And once I get that done, you just want to kind of pull these and just move them around till you can get all of your foam board covered. I almost painted that foam board with a color underneath, but once I kind of stretched these out, it covered just fine. Now what I end up doing to finish this off on the back is I just pull them all together and then tie them off with a string until I can get them all placed and even on the front side. And then I'm just going to take some duct tape and just duct tape these down. And that was the easiest. I usually don't use a whole lot of duct tape, but that worked really well for this design. And of course, I'm just going to take some of that brown craft mailing paper and just glue that right to the back, and it giving a nice clean finish. Now I am going to do a little Mod Podge on the top of this just to keep all the little straws from not moving. And then I just had a little knob, you'll see here in a moment, in my craft box, and I just pop that on there. And now I'm going to take some large craft sticks. Now I actually had these in my craft box. I think I might have actually got these at Walmart, but they do have some at Dollar Tree. And I'm just forming a base for this. And I wanted to put a bottom on this, and that way my lantern would have somewhere to sit. But everyone, I really love this design. I hope you're enjoying it. I really got thinking about all the different little paintings and things that they have there at Dollar Tree, and this would be really neat to do all throughout the year. You could do a fall scene, you can do a Christmas scene with this. So this one gave me a lot of inspiration ideas, and I hope that it did you also. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some of that wide nautical rope, and I just wanted to wrap this around the top because I was really trying to give these designs the farmhouse feel, and I think that I succeeded on that. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below. But I thought, what a fun little night light piece this made. And you can see there, it's kind of lit up. Now here's that canvas painting that just had the greenery. And I ended up just putting some starfish on there. But everyone, look how pretty this turned out. Now for our next DIY, we're going to be making this. Actually, you could call this a wreath, or you can do like I like to do and display it on an easel. But I'm just taking some Mod Podge and putting on there. And then I'm going to take some of these really pretty nautical napkins, and I'm just going to kind of decoupage those on there. I do add a couple more layers. I didn't film that. So you can add as many or as few of these as you would like, but I just wanted a little bit more of the sand dollars and starfish to come through. I could see a little bit of silver on mine, and I just thought I'd add those extra layers. But everyone, this was such a neat and fun one to do also, and I really like how this turned out. I know a lot of people do the pizza pan wreath ideas, and so I thought I would give this one a try. Now I did have this placemat in my well, actually it was in my kitchen, if you want to know the truth, and I got these at Home Goods, and I decided to use that right for the bottom there to just pop some little greenery and some, I think it was shells I'll put on here. And then that little sign up at the top, wish upon a starfish, came on another sign from Dollar Tree. But everyone, I don't know about you, but I really, really like the coastal theme decor that they have now at Dollar Tree. And this is some of that new greenery, everyone. I love this greenery. And I like how it's that lighter green. And I thought this would just kind of add a little something to this design, putting that in there, and it kind of maybe resemble a little seaweed or something. And then I decided just to add a couple little rope twine bows there at the top of my wish upon a starfish, and pop another little starfish down there. And then these seashells that you can get there at Dollar Tree, they are really, really pretty, as long as you dig through there and find the ones that aren't broke. But everyone, look how pretty this turned out. I was really happy with this one. I think this might have been one of my favorites. Now I'm going to be making these little mermaid tail. I don't even know what to call these, everyone. I'm just going to call them little decor pieces because I put them in that little candle holder. But I ended up taking some of the Waverly Antique Wax and just brushing on here. And then I'm going to take some of that white wax and go over it, and just trying to get kind of that iridescent little bit of a look to these. And then I'm going to take some of my white chalk paint and just real loosely paint over some of these lines. And then I found those, what look like little pearl colored beads there, and I'm just going to kind of glue them randomly throughout the scale part of her tail. And I thought this made such a pretty design, especially for neutral decor. But these were really fun, and I really, really liked how these turned out. Well, everyone, while I'm doing this, I'll give you a little channel update. Hopefully, my shed will be here. They're thinking maybe a couple of weeks. And once that does get here and I can start working on it, I am going to film some of that for you. And we're going to turn that into a tiny studio craft room, and I'm really excited about it. I've got lots of really, really neat ideas how to make this really small space a really functionable and organized craft room studio, and I can't wait to share that with you. Now, what I ended up doing for the tail part of this is I'm going to take some of this rope twine and just glue on there and then just trim it down. And I really like how these give this a farmhouse vibe to these little mermaid tails. So you'll have to let me know what you think of this one in the comments below. And also, everyone, I thought I'd tell you that I will probably be uploading just on the weekends for the next couple of weeks, just until I can get that shed here and start trying to get things situated for that. I've been going through all of my craft supplies and trying to get them condensed down for this area that I'm going to be creating. So you can look for my DIYs either on Saturday or Sunday of every week. Now I'm just going to take that rope twine and just tie around the bottom part of the tail there. And I'm just going to fill these little candle holders with some hot glue and just pop that right down in there. Now I do end up painting these with some blue, and I really didn't like that. So I decided just to fill them up with some of those little pearl beads again and add a few little sprigs of that greenery. And look how charming these turned out. I really ended up liking these a lot. Now, the next thing I decided to create for the tier tray was the little seahorses and the turtles. And I thought it would be fun just to take these and just to paint them with some of the beachy colors. That's that dusty blue there they had in the coastal decor area. And then I just took some of that white wax and rubbed over top of those to add a little bit of different color tones, and I did go over those with a pearl on both of the little seahorses. And the turtles, I actually had previously painted those, and I decided to take some of those stickers that I found at Dollar Tree because they really kind of had that texture of a turtle. And I just started cutting these down and placing these on the head and the feet and around different places on the turtle, and it really ended up making a really neat design. So I bought those little stickers not knowing what I was going to do with those, and this really turned out to be a really creative and neat way to make these little turtles. And you can see if you pull those little stickers apart, it's like there's two layers to them. And then once I did that, I realized that I liked the underneath layer for some of them a lot better, but I ended up using several different parts of these little stickers. But everyone, if you haven't thought about doing this with these stickers, they're definitely good for things like this, just to add that little bit of something extra. You can see how pretty it's starting to make these little turtles turn out. And then I had these little twine balls, and I thought, how neat would that be just to put that on the back of the turtle to make it look like it was the shell. And that really did give it that really neat farmhouse vibe. So you'll have to let me know what you think of that idea in the comments below. And here's how our turtles turned out with the twine balls and the seashells. And I'm just going to take some more of those rub-on transfers and just pop those on the little seahorses just to add them a little bit of something different. And I thought that was another really neat one. So I was really happy with how my tier tray looked with all of this on here. And like I said, you'll have to let me know if any of these designs have inspired you to create something like this. Now, I did decide to take and put C, because the seahorses, just on the 3 here. And I just thought that would be something kind of fun. And like I said, everyone, I didn't know what I was going to do with all these little wood pieces. But I know from looking at them now, it's hard to believe that that's all they were, was just those little wood pieces from Dollar Tree. Now, I am going to go back to my napkins, and I decided just to decoupage those on the whale. And I was kind of wanting to keep everything kind of in the same color palette. And it has a little bit of the neutral colors going on, you can see, and some of the blue colors of the coastal nautical theme. And I just finished most of these off by putting a layer of Mod Podge on all of them. I cut a lot of that out so you didn't have to watch me paint all of these again. But everyone, didn't these make just cute little decor pieces for my tier tray? Now, to make my little seahorses stand up, I just took some beads I had in my craft box and just made something for them to stand up against with just 3 little beads. And I decided to take some of the little natural wood beads and glue on the bottom of the turtle to give them a little bit of height, and it ended up working out really well. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is how I put the tier tray together. And everyone, I lost that clip on where I had painted my little round wood bowls, but it was just the antique wax and the white wax over top. And then I glued some of that netting ribbon around the sides. But I decided to take those beachy bottles and use them in between the bowls. And I had this paper in my craft box. I made it look like there was a little note in the bottle, you know, floating in the ocean, and it really made a neat design. And I thought that the colors and the bottles went well with everything else I was going to decorate with. Now, I did use that E6000 to glue these together, and definitely make sure you let that set before you decorate your tier tray. I wanted to show you me decorating it, but I had to be really careful because these were not completely dry yet. Well, everyone, here is the video of our tier tray displayed here, and I've got it all lit up with some little twinkly lights, and I really love how this design turned out, and I hope that you do also. But if you did enjoy the DIYs today, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help my channel grow. And also, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you consider doing so. I have several DIYs that I will leave linked in the description below. And I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Well, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed weekend and a week coming up. And I will see you next weekend with some more DIYs.